It was entertaining from a fan's point of view, because I'm a fan of boxing, and it was an entertaining fight.
Were you surprised at how entertaining it was? Were you surprised that maybe the tactics involved?
Not really, no. I was surprised because AJ was supposed to kill him in a round or so. You know, walk right through him because he was old and useless, supposedly. But it didn't work like that, did it? Not at all.
No, it didn't work like that. And of course, old and useless is something that people accuse Wladimir of being when you beat him. Yeah,
well, we know he wasn't old and useless because he's been out of the ring 18 months and he's had 18 months of inactivity and come back at 41 and had a 50-50 with a so-called killer.
And of course, there's a little overlooked fact, Tyson, that I used on the night, is that you were actually younger when you beat Wladimir than AJ was the other night. Does it sometimes annoy you that people overlook some obvious facts?
Not really, Steve. Not really. You see, you get two types of people in boxing. You get the outlaw and you get the Mr. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I am the outlaw, so people love to hate me, you know? So it's one of those things. I played from the beginning, and that's what I am. That's my personality. Love me or hate me, you're still going to watch me. So it works.
Now, I think you tweeted at the end of it, or sent, I think it was a tweet you sent, saying that, listen, fantastic achievement, Big Josh. You've had life and death with him, and I beat him comfortably.
I played with him was the words I used.
There we go. Were you surprised how easy it was to beat Wladimir?
No, I always said Wladimir would be my easiest fight. But now I'm changing the goalposts. AJ will be my easiest fight.
But you thought that before seeing the other night, or did watching him beat Wladimir convince you it would be an easy fight?
I always knew what he was. Tell you what he is, yeah? He's a big man with a puncher's chance. That is it. He's got no footwork, no speed, and no stamina neither as well. When he gets hit, he doesn't recover for another 3 rounds. He's what you call a boxer's dream. And me being 6'9", a switch hitter, counter puncher, I will box rings round him. We're in the business of sweet science, and sweet science does not consist of a body beautiful, iron pumping big fella who knocks people over. That ain't sweet science. Sweet science is fainting, jobbing, moving, gliding around the ring for 12 rounds, slipping and sliding right in shots. That's the sweet science. Hitting them and not getting hit back.
Do you think he'd struggle with you, Tyson? Do you think he would really... And do you think he knows that?
That big bodybuilder would not land a punch on me. If a bodybuilder can land a punch on a heavyweight champion of the world, the greatest heavyweight of all times, myself, then I can't be any good, can I? I've had 18 months out of the ring, Steve, yeah?
Yep.
I ballooned up to 26 stone odd.
Yep.
I could come back with no comeback fights and still box rings around a big bodybuilder. Because they're not fighters. How are you going to land punches on me? I ain't there to be hit.
Do you really think that you could do, let's say everything gets cleared? Do you really think you could box him in September or October without a warm up? 100%.
You saw what old Wladimir done, didn't you?
Yeah.
He didn't have no warm ups, did he? And he's 41. I ain't 41. Wladimir was giving him a boxing lesson all the rounds. The only rounds I give AJ was the ones that he knocked Wladimir down in. Apart from that, Wladimir was giving him a boxing lesson, landing the jab at will. And if Wladimir had put his foot down a bit in round 6 and got him out of there, then we wouldn't be having this conversation now, would we?
No, we wouldn't. We'd be talking about you having a rematch, finally having a rematch with Wladimir.
Yeah, but there's no money in the Wladimir fight for me. There's no money involved.
Yeah.
The money's in the AJ. If I was screaming, I was pulling my hair out why I had left when he was doing all silly things and getting flattened by Wladimir. I say he costed us millions, you silly man.
Now, of course, everybody else seems to be ranting and raving about him. Do you think there's any other heavyweights that could get to him before you and potentially scupper your victory?
Wilder.
You think Wilder could beat him?
Yes, definitely. Anybody can beat anybody in the heavyweight division. But I'll tell you what it is, when you've got a static target, a big heavy bag with legs, that is dangerous if you let him hit you. Then you just box him, it'll be awkward. And Wilder's got tremendous power. And let me tell you, if it was Wilder who hit AJ with that shot the other night, and he got back up, he would have finished him. He wouldn't have been hesitating.
No, that's exactly what Wilder said on the night. Now, if you remember rightly, 7 years ago, 7 years it was, in this very studio, this very building, I spoke to you, and you'd just been at Finchley, and you'd sparred with a young kid, and you said to me, you told the truth, you said, I couldn't believe it, he was a bit special. Well, that was AJ, you remember that. What do you remember from that sparring session 7 years ago?
Just a sparring session, to be honest, Steve.
Okay.
It was all right, to be honest. He was sharp for a couple of rounds.
Yeah.
But he only sparred 4 rounds. His trainer got him out of there. I was hitting him around the body with body shots, and he's lifting his knees up. But I didn't want to say that at the time because I was a professional and he was an amateur. So I just wanted to give him as much props as I can.
Yeah, and you did.
Just like I've done with the other kid who Frank Warren's just signed.
Oh, Daniel Dubois. Yeah.
I've just given him the biggest thing anyone could give anybody, haven't I?
Yeah, of course you have, yeah. He loved it. He loved sparring around with you.
There you go.
Are you desperate to get back in the ring, Tyson?
Desperate, no. But one thing, yes. I'm not desperate for anything, Steve.
No,
I'm in a position where I can retire and live comfortable for the rest of my life without working again. So I ain't coming back for money. I tell you what I'm coming back for to rid a fraud out the heavyweight division, like I did with Wladimir, give him a boxing lesson, played with him. I'm telling everyone now, from the bottom of my heart, I can play with that bodybuilder. No problem. And then, who knows what I'll do. I just take one fight at a time, me. I never have been the one for being a role model or longevity or anything. I just like challenges. I like it when I'm supposed to lose. And that's when you get the best Tyson Fury.
You say that thing about not being a one for role models, but there are. I mean, I know sometimes you dispute it, but there are thousands, millions of people that still look up to you, that still respect you for what you did. Of
course, I know. Let's face it, yeah. I've been through depression, life and death situations, to come back against all the odds, turn it all around, get myself back in training. And I'm getting down from 26.5 stone back down to 18.5. That's got to be impressive on its own.
Yeah. How long will that take, Tice?
That should take about 8 to 10 weeks.
Okay. Then you become... You mentioned there about, you know, your issues, your depression and some of those very dark holes you went into. I don't know if you've... I know you're out in Marbella, but this week Aaron Lennon, the footballer, suffered some issues. What, I don't know if you knew about that. What did you think when you saw the news? Because one or two papers were quite harsh on him.
I've not seen it, to be honest, Steve. I've been over it, but you know what it is? You just got to come out with it. It's no good bottling it up. Come out with it, and that's it. Get out and move on with it. That's it. Bang, on to the next level.
Yeah, you've got to get it out in the open. You've got to discuss it. You've got to get help for it.
Well, I've been one of the first sportsmen on a high level lately to come out with it, haven't I?
Yeah, you have, son, yeah.
So it is what it is. There's no good bottling up in a corner. Be feeling sad, get over it. Simple.
Listen, Tyson, it's been a pleasure and a delight talking to you. Give my best to everybody out there, and long may your recovery and soon may your return be.
Listen, return is inevitable. It's inevitable. The return is definitely around the corner. Everything's going well. And I'll leave it on these last few words.
Go on, son.
When I say I've never been more confident or more serious when I say something, I can play with that bodybuilder. No chance. I mean, play with him like a cat playing with a ball of wool. Hands behind my back, touching him on top of the head, making a right mug of him. And if I get hit, I will be highly, highly disappointed. If he can even land a blow on me, never mind beat me.